1 year ago today, on August 31st, 2024, Esthie Jones was murdered in Greenwood, Nova Scotia. A year has passed, but the horror of this reality is still raw. We cannot ignore the tragedy of her murder. As her namesake, I strive to keep her memory alive with hope and optimism as she would have wanted. Aunt Esthie's life wasn't easy, but she did her best to look at the bright side of things. She was born on February 25th, 1969. Number 9 of 15 children. Aunt Esthie graduated from high school in 1985. She went on to complete a degree in music in Connecticut, where she made the president's list for her academic achievements. My parents named me Esther after Aunt Esthie. I remember her saying, "Oh, there's my little namesake." Aunt Esthie used to come to community campfires at Grampy Yeoman's Pond. She so looked forward to these gatherings that she would not eat for a day or two before the campfire. That way she could arrive prepared to eat more than anyone else there. Esthie loved to join my family on our snowmobile trips back to our camp off of Cloud Lake. She would ride in the big sled with me and my sisters. Aunt Esthie had a real love for animals, specifically dogs. I remember her constantly being followed around by her dogs Brownie and Murphy. Wherever she was, she always looked for an animal to love. When she came to visit my parents' house, we could usually hear her talking to our dogs long before she even got into the house. In 2014, Aunt Esthie went to England with my parents. In preparation for the trip, she got loads of batteries for her little camera so she could document everything. She also took the time to go and buy a little pair of scissors. My mom asked her why she was bringing scissors. She explained that she had read online that scissors less than a certain length would be permitted on the plane, and she just wanted to see. She was right. They measured the scissors and she was able to take them on the plane to England. Aunt Esthie cherished the time spent with her 7 brothers and 7 sisters. Fortunately, most of the siblings were able to get together shortly before her murder. Here you can see an example of Aunt Esthie's positive outlook on life.
Speak up loud because we're fans.
Okay, so at first it came to my mind as we were traveling, because I was looking at scenery I'd never seen before, and waters that I had never seen before. And I wrote home to some friends and family and told them I'm having more fun than I've ever had in my life. And a verse that came to my mind was Proverbs 11:22. The path of the just is as a shining light that shineth brighter and brighter until the perfect day. And I was surprised because how can it get brighter and brighter? But it does for me, Actually, as a teenager and as in my 20s, life was really hard for me. It's not been till just the last 10 years that life really has gotten brighter and brighter. And I just think of that verse. It's true. When the Lord makes promises, He makes sure that they come to pass, even though naturally that's not the way life is. When you're walking with the Lord, life isn't natural anymore. So anyway, I just wanted to say how thankful I am, and we have a sign at home on our wall that says, "Wake up each morning with a grateful heart." And so every morning I wake up, I say, "Thank you, Lord," and I just lift my heart in thanks for another bright day.
On August 31st, 2024, Aunt Esthie was the victim of a brutal homicide. On September 2nd, the family realized no one had spoken to Aunt Esthie since the last Saturday and filed a missing persons report. On September 4th, Aunt Esthie's vehicle was located near the scene of her last known location. The Major Crime Unit took over the investigation, and on September the 11th, 2024, the Southwest Major Crime Unit charged Dale Allen Toole of Tremont, Annapolis County with first-degree murder in relation to Aunt Esthie's disappearance. No one should have to experience what she experienced. Her murder was senseless and preventable, which makes this loss so much worse. Esthie is gone. What happened to her cannot be reversed. We will never hear her voice again or wave to her when we drive by. We can't save her, but we can save others. Aunt Esthie's alleged killer, Dale Toole, is a known violent offender. Just 2 years before he allegedly murdered Aunt Esthie, he was charged and convicted of an assault on another woman. Instead of prioritizing the safety of his previous victim, the court chose to focus on Dale's comfort. He was given probation and a curfew at night. Because the justice system failed to do its job, Aunt Esthie is dead. Policy legislation has consequences. Soft on crime policies implemented by the Liberal government over the past decade removed mandatory minimum sentencing for many violent crimes. My focus here is not on punishing offenders. My desire is to protect the innocent. I do not seek vengeance against Dale Toole. He will get justice, if not in this life, in the next. My goal is to change the way our system views crime, specifically violent crime. Protection of the innocent must be priority. Currently, it is not. Offenders do not serve consecutive sentences in Canada, and life in prison is just 25 years. This means that if my aunt's killer gets the maximum sentence possible for first-degree murder, he could be walking free when I'm 45. This is not okay. Aunt Esthie's story is heartbreaking, but it will not be one of defeat. Her life is over, but her light continues to shine. Aunt Esthie was a fighter. She fought for her life on the afternoon of August 31st. Although she did not win that battle, her story can help win the battle to prioritize victims and potential victims going forward. I am grateful to have the peace of knowing that she is safe and at peace with Jesus, as she predicted in her Facebook post just a few weeks before her death. Aunt Esthie, I will see you someday at Jesus' feet. But until then, I will be fighting to protect others in your memory.